What is going on, everyone? Samurai Solo and I am back with Vampyr. So we have made our way to our own mansion. We spoke to our mother. We upgraded our weapon, which I am very anxious to check out now, from 95 damage to 130 damage. And on top of that, we are also have more blood points for it as well. 7.5 blood points, I believe, per hit. But the next thing we want to do is speak to, there he is, Avery. Let's go ahead and speak to our butler friend over here. And then we'll continue on to the Ascalon Club. Before we speak to him, let's just do a quick little sweep through of here, see what we got. Can we play the piano? No. Alright.
Good evening, Avery.
Mr. Jonathan, I can't believe my own eyes. Oh, it's a miracle. We all thought you were... Oh, sir, your poor sister. What a tragedy.
I know, Avery. I know about my sister's murder.
Miss Reed expected
We committed
you
it.
to return to assist with the funeral, right up until the last minute. Where have you been, Mr. Jonathan? We needed you here.
How is my mother?
Not well, I'm afraid, sir. Miss Reed is very fragile since the police brought her back home.
The police? What happened?
Miss Reed was found walking in the streets. She kept saying she had spoken with her son and daughter. She's resting now.
Has she received appropriate medical care?
I'm taking care of Miss Reed myself. Hospitals are so overwhelmed by the epidemic that they can only accept patients infected by influenza.
Perhaps we could arrange a short trip. Somewhere sunny, like France. She has always been very fond of France. I think leaving London could do her good.
I'm afraid Miss Reed is too frail for the moment. Recently, she started going out at night without remembering it. I have to watch her carefully.
What is the situation in this part of town?
For a time, the West End seemed spared by the epidemic. But the situation is getting much worse.
Have you no relatives anywhere? I'll understand if you want to take a few days to see family.
Your father managed to guarantee my earnings as long as I take care of this house, sir. My sisters are dead, and I've never met my nephews. I'll stay, sir.
I'm sorry I could not be here for Mary's funeral.
Your mother was strong, sir, but your support would have been appreciated. Apart from the priest and I, no one else attended your sister's funeral.
To be present at the funeral with you both was my dearest wish, Avery. But I am sorry, I simply could not attend.
I would not dare to question your absence, Mr. Jonathan. All I can say is that we missed you a great deal during these difficult days.
We already asked him that. Let's see.
I found an old letter written by my father and addressed to me. Do you know anything about it, Avery?
Your father wanted me to give you this letter for your 35th birthday, but you left for the war, and the letter remained in his office until tonight.
I realize now you knew my father better than I did. Do you know why he left, Avery? Did he ever speak to you about his departure?
No, sir. Mr. Reed was not exactly forthcoming. Perhaps this letter will give you the information you require.
Tell me the truth, Avery. Do you feel forced to stay here? Would you leave this house without the arrangement made by my father?
No, sir. I have nowhere else to go. And I promised your father I'd take care of his family as long as I live.
This house is dead, Avery. There is a curse on this family. You really should consider leaving.
If only you could have been here sooner or more often. Maybe this house would not be that empty. But you're here now, sir. So my task is not over.
And we have all of his hints. Avery wished the young John 3 would take more care of his mother.
You have served this family extremely well, Avery. Your support during these terrible times is much appreciated.
Then I will stay. All I ask is that you take care of my own funeral if I die before the end of the epidemic. No mass grave, please, sir.
Do you really think I don't take enough care of my mother, Avery?
Yes, I do, Mr. Jonathan.
You clearly have something more to say. Speak your mind, Avery.
I know you work hard to help the sick, but what will you do once the epidemic is over?
My home is here. I really don't know. This is not my home anymore. I really don't know.
I really don't know. I have always enjoyed seeing new horizons. Once the epidemic is over, it would be nice to leave London for a while.
I understand, Mr. Jonathan, but you have to realize that your mother needs you. Your next departure could break her heart.
He's right, though. I kind of just proved his point by saying that. By saying I didn't know what I wanted to do. Okay. So I think that's everyone in this house. Just them two. Okay. Let's go ahead and leave the house. And... where is the exit to this place? I thought we can go up to our room and do it from upstairs. There's a back way to jump out of. This is it. Oh wow, I thought we were in a safe spot here. This is not a safe spot. Go ahead and claw him up as quick as we can. Leaving gas clouds around here. I want to take out that 20. You're the one I want. Oh, I missed my claws. Okay, you're done. He's in this little parry mode. I don't know a way to get him out of that. Maybe a gun. Oh. Oh my goodness. Whoa. Okay, that was a mistake. Trying to get some more blood points. Should just focus on killing him. Let me go ahead and put this on. He's in his parry mode again. Get him out of it. Wow. Alright, that worked well. I thought I was in, I guess, behind. Where were we at exactly? Where does this put us out? Just put us behind, not up front. So behind here is, you know, enemy time. I thought maybe we were in a safe spot. Up. Quarantine. Keep out of this area. Okay. Someone's talking. That person's been talking. I think they're by my house. You know what? Let's go ahead and, yeah, let's get back up here. We'll just have to go through the other way.
Jonathan, my dear.
There we go. Safe area here. Okay, so let's see if there's anyone to talk to. I already spoke to him. Guess we could kind of start making our way towards the Ascalon Club, or right up on it actually. Is this going to be it right here? No. Oh, you know what? I saw that's right. We saw this person earlier. Let's speak to them real quick. Let's see what they have
Good
to say.
evening, miss.
Oh my god, no. Please, Mr. Vampire, don't kill me. Please, no. I'm too young to die. I still have so much to offer this world.
Wait, no. Why do you think I would... What?
Don't worry, Dr. Reed. I know you wouldn't harm me. Mother told me you were in this part of town and might drop by.
Your mother?
My name is Charlotte, sir. Charlotte Ashbury.
Oh, Lady Ashbury's
My
daughter.
mother taught me long ago how to recognize the signs that betray a vampire.
I understand she also taught you how to tease and gently mock innocent young Econs. It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Charlotte.
4 hints. Level 5.
What do you think about this part of town?
I was raised here, and I suppose it feels like home. You grew up in this part of town too, did you not?
Yes, I was born a few streets away.
A small world, is it not? Did you ever imagine that my mother was your neighbor all that time? That you could have met her in a dark alley at night?
You won't trick me twice, young lady. We both know Lady Ashbury never hunts or attacks prey at random.
Come on, Doctor. Don't tell me you never thought about that possibility. Her fangs on your neck. Oh, are you blushing, Dr. Reed?
Is there something that's bothering you?
Too much selfishness and individualism for my taste. Even when there was no epidemic.
Even if that's partly true, may I remind you that many charitable institutions are financed by the selfish and filthy rich.
I suppose you're right. But society must reform and renew itself, or we are all done for.
Tell me about your adoption.
What do you want to know?
Who are your real parents?
Elizabeth Ashbury is my real mother. She raised me and has taken care of me all my life. I have no idea who my progenitors are or were.
Do you live with her?
I still spend a lot of time in my mother's mansion, but I have my own house now. I have a life to live, you see. And one day, I'll have my death to face.
How did you meet Lady Ashbury?
First, I was an orphan in the institution for girls she manages in the West End. When I was 10, she adopted me, and I have lived with her ever since.
Did you know she was a vampire when...
So Charlotte was raised in Lady Ashbury's orphanage before being adopted by the lady herself.
She picked you?
The correct word is Econ, Doctor. And no, I had no idea why my mother only showed up at night. She told me everything when I turned 16, though I suspected the truth for a long time before that.
What are you doing out here?
You mean, what do I do outside at night since I am a woman? Let me ask you a question, sir. Would you ask the same question of a man?
Actually, yes. I ask the same question to everyone who dares to go outside at night, considering the risks.
Well, if you must know, I campaign for the right to vote for all women. Why should I wait to the age of 30 years when men can vote at 21?
Are you a suffragette, then? Oh, you really are Elizabeth's girl. Without a doubt.
All adult women have the right to vote in the US, in New Zealand, and in Australia. But women here can't vote unless they are property owners.
No need to convince me, Miss Charlotte.
Don't mind my dog, guys.
I've shared your opinion for a long...
Sorry about that, guys. My dog, he, I don't know why he does that. I think he's in on camera, on my, not camera, but on my streams before recording. He's like in a deep sleep and he wakes up out of it and he starts doing this little whining, howling thing. He does it every once in a while. Went in there and just told him to calm down. He's calm now. He's going to go back to sleep. I don't know if he's having a bad dream or what that's about, but he does it every once in a while.
time. Even before I met Emmeline Pankhurst.
Really? Oh. Now I see why my mother appreciates you so much. Too bad there aren't more men like you in the vicinity.
How are the locals reacting to your claims?
People here can't wait for a wall to be built to isolate the West End from the rest of town. That's how progressive they are. If this happens, Emily and I will blow it up.
Explosives are very dangerous, young lady. And who is this Emily?
She is my best friend, and a suffragette too. She was supposed to campaign with me tonight, but hasn't turned up.
Have you any reason to be worried about her?
Recently, Emily started to believe in... well, she got interested in vampires. I'm afraid she might be in trouble.
Let me guess. You spoke to her about us, didn't you? Despite your mother's warning. I think I should try to find your friend.
Oh, that would be top-notch. I can tell you where she might have gone. You have my thanks, Dr. Reed. And please, don't tell my mother.
Okay, we have another investigation to do. I think there's like 3 of them so far we've come across.
What exactly has your mother told you about me?
Your name and profession, obviously. And the mystery about your maker. I'm sorry to hear about what happened to your sister, sir. Mother says it was not your fault.
Does it not scare you to know what I am? What your mother is?
Why should it? My mother is the most compassionate woman. Must I be wary of her, Dr. Reed? Or you?
Charlotte knows a lot about vampires and does not seem to fear them. What did she say? Should she fear us? No, she shouldn't fear us.
Of course not. You have nothing to fear from me, or your mother.
Good to know. And don't worry, my mother told me everything I need to know about vampire tricks, their nature as well as features.
Your mother is not like any other vampire I've met.
I believe she thinks the same about you, Dr. Reed.
Do you know why Lady Asprey chose you to become her daughter?
No, I don't. Each time I ask her that question, she smiles and says it's precisely because I dare to ask such questions.
Do you ever regret that she chose you?
Of course not. Though I often wonder if she adopted others before me. If so, where are they buried? How was it for them to pass through life with a never-aging mother?
Okay, that's everything that...
Goodbye, Charlotte.
She's been quite busy these last few nights. I suspect you may see her before me.
Okay, let's go ahead into the Ascalon Club here. Who's that? Oh, there's this guy. He's the one that was yelling.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
We gotta speak to him real quick. See what he's going on about.
May I have your attention, please?
Come on, Johnny. Don't you recognize your oldest friend?
Clarence. Clarence Crossley.
Here's someone else.
How are you? My God. So you survived the war too. So sorry I didn't recognize you at first.
I almost didn't recognize you either. War does that to men, I heard. In my case, it was true, for I witnessed the horror that lies underneath.
When did you escape the war and return to London?
You know what's funny? I almost never think about the war. Not anymore. I'm involved in another kind of battle now.
What is this new battle?
I saw terrible things during the war. Horrors I thought I'd forget. They're here too. They're everywhere. Vampires.
I know what you mean. I haven't had much time to think about the war either since my return.
Of course. The epidemic, I bet you've been busy as well. Forgive me, Johnny, I didn't want to sound selfish.
How is your wife, Venus?
We've spent so much time away from each other. So many things have happened.
Is everything all right at home? Surely Venus was relieved to see you return from France in one piece.
Have you forgot what people are like in this part of town, Johnny?
Venus fears for our family reputation. Now her husband has become the village idiot.
Venus is deeply worried for the family's reputation. Is he sick? I'll go ahead and give it to him before we finish talking to him here.
But you're alive. You returned in one piece and you have a family. How many soldiers can say the same?
Believe me, it's not quite that simple. Unlike you, I'm not the man I used to be.
Nothing else to say. I hear some woman just going off. She's been going off the whole time. Let's go ahead and hook him up with some medicine.
Medical assistance, Clarence.
It's a little late for visit.
What can I say?
I hope we're talking about the same habit.
You need some rest.
Okay.
Women's right to vote is
Oh, there you are. Oh, it's Charlotte that's going off. Yelling to pretty much nobody but me and Clarence over there. Alright, let's, there's a lot more people to talk to, probably, and look for. We'll find them as we go along, but let's go ahead and head in here now. First, goodies. We gotta always look for goodies, guys, because you never know. This is going to be very interesting. Who knows if we're going to have a fight here or not in this Ascalon Club. It's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens here. But at the very least, I have my weapon upgraded a little bit, so that should help. And then once we get, I think we need 2,000 XP to be able to upgrade our stamina and health. But we're almost there at it. But I might wait till we have a little bit more, because you know every time we evolve, people get sick and whatnot. Things change. They're not going to be happy that I killed, what's his name, Virgil?
Do you know where you are standing right now?
In front of the Ascalon Club, I presume.
The Ascalon Club only summons or ostracizes. What is your business tonight?
I received an invitation. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, then, Dr. Reed. Please proceed. Lord Redgrave is waiting on you upstairs.
Oh, we can speak to him, might as well.
Welcome to the Ascalon.
Oh no, he has nothing to say right now. He might later.
There has been quite a battle here.
Yeah, I see that.
I'm sure the Ascalon Club has the money to replace the furniture.
Let me see if he has anything to say now.
Welcome to
No.
the Ascalon.
Because he can be mesmerized too. It showed he was level 6 for it, so he'll have more to say, I'm sure, later after we talk. Oh no, that just made me leave. I saw that at the last second possible. I just assumed it was going to open up. Dang it. So now we gotta sit through this cutscene, and then that door better not be locked from the other side too. Make me have to go all the way around or something silly like that. That's one thing that's, I don't know, what gets mildly annoying about the game is stuff's locked, and then you have to go all the way around. Yeah, I kind of wish there was a fast travel system, at least maybe like one way back even, like maybe to the hospital, maybe back to the districts or something. Like you can only travel back to them. Or maybe a few key hideout areas in different parts of the map spread out a little bit, I don't know. Doesn't seem to be too big of a deal actually though, but yeah, I still wouldn't mind it, right? See where this spits us out at. Oh, it's the... Oh, it's actually... Is it the same exit or is this... No, it's behind. Well, since we're behind here, let's just look around real quick. Pull this open? I think it was open to begin with, but in case it's not, it is now. Alright. That's nothing there, is it? No. Okay, let's head back in. Another thing I'm interested in knowing is how do we get more of those good parts to upgrade our weapon further. The only way I've been able to get them so far is by buying them off merchants. And for the next one, we need 6 of them. And then, of course, a bunch of lead plates. But lead plates, we've been running across. You know, we've been coming across lead plates. I've come across good trigger parts facing those really tough vampires. They've dropped them, but that's for the guns. I think in the offhand weapons. Oh, history and purpose of the Ascalon Club. The Ascalon Club is an association of gentlemen secretly aiming for the protection of the crown's interest. I founded it in 1837 to honor and perpetuate the legacy of my maker, William Marshall, 1st Earl of Pembroke and true protector of England. All the members of the club must be of good extraction and flawless moral fibers, since the club accepts mortal members who will be duly observed and valued as prosper candidates for immortality. The goal of the club is to impose respectable traditions and behaviors amongst the good vampire society, but also to promote and expand the imperial, hegemony, however you say that, of England. We are the true elite of British society. We are Ascalon, the Holy Land, held by St. George, protector of England. When the saints slew the dragon, as lance bearers ourselves, we vowed to defend the Empire's interests. From the Law of Ascalon by Lord Redgrave, founder. And that's locked. Up. Shillings? Yeah. Key of the ass. Oh, that's that place down. That's probably that locked door. Okay, well, we're not going to go in there just yet because we don't know what might be down there. We'll wait. But it should be interesting. Oh, I think someone might be knocking on my door. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Let's keep going here. Looking around for the good stuff. Alright, this...
It's locked, all right.
Well then, where do I need to go then? Oh, oh! Good dagger. New weapon. Strong but small knife mainly used to pierce and rip open the opponent. Oh, is that an offhand weapon? That might be an offhand weapon. Yeah, it is. I already have my... I prefer to stun. Because I already get blood absorption with my... I already get, what? How much? 7.5 blood points anyway. So, yeah. I guess you probably do a little damage with it too, maybe, but... So, where do I need to go then? Do I need to go through the basement? Hold on. Let's see if I didn't miss anything here. Oh, I think I missed over here. Oh, that's what it is. Here we go. Well, let's go.
Good evening.
My good friends, if I may have your attention. Behold our visitor, the good Dr. Reed. Newborn of blood so pure and strong that even my friend Fergal Bancher was no match for him. Come forward, young Ekon, for we have so much to discuss. Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. I am Lord Redgrave, Earl of Bristol and chairman of this exclusive association.
Lord Redgrave.
At last we meet. I've been eager to make your acquaintance. I've heard some astounding things about you. Please accept my condolences for your loss, Dr. Reed.
Thank you, my lord. Lady Ashbury expressed your wish to meet me.
Yes. The lady has always been a useful acquaintance, though not always reliable. Is she a good friend of yours?
She's a close friend, and I'm honored that she feels the same about me.
The centuries have taught me never to trust a woman completely, especially if she is a mortal. Too prone to emotions, if you ask me.
They don't let women in the club.
When it comes to important decisions.
My lord, do not expect me to speak ill of Lady Ashbury.
Of course not, and I praise your loyalty. Would you offer the same fidelity to the Empire?
What do you mean?
I speak of the Scowl Plague that threatens London and the country. You have been on the front line in the East End, but the time has come to open up a second front here.
The epidemic has escaped the quarantine. You have new cases of the outbreak.
We don't know for certain, but we cannot allow the disease to threaten the prominent heads of Great Britain.
I wonder if I can ask him all these questions or just one. Because if I can only ask one, I would like to ask him why is he suddenly so friendly? And then why me? Let's go with why me.
Why do you suddenly need me?
The Ascalon Club only recruits the best, and you definitely fit the bill. Your scientific and medical reputation alone would qualify you as a candidate.
You want me to find possible sources of the outbreak in the West End. Is that it?
Ah, straight to the point, like all eager newborns. We shall have time to talk about all this, Dr. Reed. But first, I should like to get to know you better.
Talk? Is that the only reason you asked me here?
Well, no. I also wanted to meet the intriguing Ekon who made such a powerful progeny of his sister. You have not learned the name of your maker, am I correct?
No, I haven't.
Have no embarrassment, Dr. Reed. We all make mistakes. But whatever your lineage, you are definitely Ascalon material.
What do you mean?
I would like you to become a member of the Ascalon Club, and to serve me as such.
I guess we have no choice but to join it. But we'll go ahead and ask the questions.
I have so many questions.
Please ask.
What does it mean to be a member of the Ascalon Club?
It means that you swear to protect the interests of the Crown, that you become a loyal servant of the British Empire.
Do you have any official recognition from the government? A charter from His Majesty the King?
No. Of course, the Ascalon Club publicly supports the Empire, but the true nature of its members remains a secret.
Am I supposed to follow orders?
As founder and chairman of the club, I alone am entitled to make demands of our members, and I do appreciate obedience.
What is the Ascalon Club's express purpose?
We follow the credo of William Marshall, the greatest knight who ever lived. As was he, we are sworn to protect the British Empire.
What does Ascalon mean?
Ascalon was the lance wielded by St. George, glorious patron saint of England when he slew the dragon. And like that lance, we pierce the hearts of all our nation's enemies.
William Marshall founded the Ascalon Club.
Not exactly. William Marshall granted me immortality, and I founded the club a few years later. The good knight has been gone for so long.
I killed Fergal, who claimed to be one of yours, sent to cleanse the east end of Old Skulls. Will his death be an issue?
Do not worry. My priorities have changed. Fergal was a zealous servant of mine, but like any servant, he had his limitations and is readily replaced if necessary.
He didn't care. Alright, well.
I agree to join the club.
This is good news. Good news indeed in these crucial times. Let's inform the Assembly formally and proceed with your initiation.
My initiation?
Fear not. Nothing fancy nor dangerous. It is just that we, the members of Ascalon, believe that tradition and custom are the backbone of this country.
So we're just gonna be...
My fellow members, dear friends, please gather and welcome this Ekon as one of our own.
Is he worthy? Is his blood pure?
Well, speak, Dr. Reed, in front of the most sacred blood. The blood of our beloved William Marshall. Speak now. Will you serve and protect the crown as he did?
Yes, I will.
Then, young Ekon, it is time to testify with your blood. It is time to sign the Book of Allegiance. I know it's awfully gothic and a tad pedantic, but England's traditions are the backbone of our nation. Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. Take your place among the bearers of the lance.
One of us! One of us!
Can we speak to each of these people? Looks like we can.
Good evening.
Or some of them, at least.
How does it feel to be this evening's centerpiece? Figuratively.
It's quite unsettling. As a doctor, I am more used to being the observer than the subject observed.
Do not be alarmed. The Ascalon Club has a tried and tested policy for choosing its initiates.
May I ask who you are, sir?
Why would you be interested?
Well, as you seem to be the only man in the room with a beating heart, you draw quite a bit of attention yourself.
Ah, vampire senses never cease to fascinate me. They dwarf those of mere mortals. I am Aloysius Dawson, by the way.
Are you a member of the club?
Yes, I am. And I have been for many years. And will be until the day I die.
What can you tell me about it?
It's not really my place to give you such information. I am merely a mortal member, and a dying one at that.
Are you sick?
Personally, I consider my advancing years are a sickness in itself. My body is slowly abandoning me, Dr. Reed.
Are you not afraid? You are surrounded by vampires.
Sir, it's for that very reason that I joined the club in the first place.
So you asked for membership?
I have been a member of many clubs in many countries. But I must admit, this one is my favorite.
Is not the nature of this club a secret shared by only a privileged few?
My dear Dr. Reed, I have spent years and a fortune precisely to gather that kind of information.
What can you
Can I hear that noise? My dog's going off on the water drinking here.
Speak of our chairman, without his consent.
Mr. Dawson, of Dawson and Dawson, the wealthiest man in England. It is a pleasure to meet such a prominent figure of London.
A withering London figurehead, to be precise.
Are you sick, Mr. Dawson? I am a doctor, you know.
My case is beyond the scope of traditional medicine. I have spent fortunes on the world's most competent doctors to arrive at that diagnostic conclusion.
I'm sorry to hear that, sir. Should I suppose that you're here in search of some form of immortality?
Absolutely not. I'm here to implement my plan to save the city I was born in. To cast out the ghastly evil that has us all on our knees.
What do you know about the Guard of Prewin?
I should not say this, but I admire their commitment. This is what the nation needs right now.
Would you help them?
No. There is a time for such methods. But brute force will not be enough to fight this plague. We have to think differently.
But they are our enemies.
They are not mine, Dr. Reed.
If you're with us, they think they would consider you an enemy if they knew that.
What is the situation like in this part of town?
I am sure Lord Redgrave will enlighten you more effectively than I.
Money cannot solve every problem. This mysterious epidemic is going to require more than money can buy.
You're right. Money is nothing unless one has the will to wield it. I have a plan, sir. A radical one that will save all that is essential in London.
What is your plan, then?
Quarantine and barricades are futile. What we need is a wall. A formidable, unscalable wall to isolate the deserving from the infected masses.
Build a wall. Let's see. Let's tell them it's dangerous.
By doing so, you would create two separate ghettos. What if the disease gets past the wall? The results would be disastrous.
Not if we eliminate all suspected cases of infection as soon as they appear. A necessary sacrifice.
Are you not mistaking sacrifice for summary execution?
Why do you care? Are you not a vampire? Removed from all mortal concerns? Decisiveness is what the city needs, and it needs it now.
Looks like these guys, I can't speak to them. Yeah. Okay, so... let's go ahead and speak to Redgrave then.
That went well, did it not? It is always useful to bolster the troops' morale, especially before a difficult battle.
You have the makings of a general, my lord.
I was, though very long ago, well, not quite a general, but a proud defender of the crown.
So why did you really want to meet me?
Straight to the point again, young Ekon. All right, let's talk, you and I, Lance Sparrow.
I'm listening, my lord.
According to my spies, you have worked with Dr. Edgar Swansea on the epidemic, and your findings were quite alarming.
Do you know Edgar Swansea?
Not personally, but I've been told he has some sort of immortal fetish, and is a good friend of yours.
Does it bother you that I consider him my good friend?
As long as you reveal nothing of the club's inner workings, why should I forbid you engaging in conversation with the good Dr. Swansea?
You were spying on me?
Not personally. I rarely leave this building. But once he found you, Fergal kept me informed. Until you put an end to his mission.
Who was Fergal? I don't see him sipping tea with the others in the club.
Fergal Banshire was my squire of sorts. Even before becoming that magnificent beast, he was a brute. He served me well for decades.
No, I mean, what was he? He was clearly no ordinary vampire.
No, he was a Volcod, all muscles and instinct. Quite the rare breed. Ferociously territorial. Mortals often mistake them for werewolves.
You do know I killed him.
Yes.
Will you bear ill will towards me for his death?
Of course not. Your victory was quite impressive and courageous. You earned my respect.
Yes, I'm convinced the recent invasion of frenzied Scals in London is directly linked to the epidemic. This is not the Spanish flu, but something else.
I would be glad to hear more of your discoveries, Dr. Reed, but for now, my main concern is the security of London's inhabitants, both mortal and immortal.
What do you mean?
Alarmed by the epidemic, the Guard of Prewen has started a war against us British vampires. To appease the situation, we must eradicate the Scals.
Some Scals are peaceful. The one that lady's helping. I want to see what he says to that.
I have met peaceful and wise Scals. To exterminate them means we are no better than vampire hunters.
Scals are hideous, shameful creatures that give all Ekon a bad name.
So, what do you want me to do?
I want you to investigate the city thoroughly. I have reason to fear there are cases of contagion in this part of town. Our absolute priority is to find and cleanse them.
And how would you like me to proceed?
By all means necessary, Dr. Reed. You are now a member of the Ascalon Club and you have carte blanche. Interrogate the locals, follow all the leads you find, and get results.
Whoa. Mesmerize level 1 up.
How is
Nice.
your investigation?
I have a few questions.
All right, but
You made me swear on the blood of William Marshall during my initiation ceremony. Why was that?
William Marshall was the most glorious knight who ever lived. He served 5 kings, and was a living example of probity for all. And he was my maker.
William Marshall was a vampire? Is this some sort of joke? Wait. Could he be my maker?
That would be joyful news, for it would mean he still walks among us. But alas, the great knight has left this world for good.
Why is his blood so sacred to the Ascalon Club?
He was simply the greatest defender of the realm we have ever known. I fought by his side at the Battle of Preston, and he made me his progeny following the fight.
What can you tell me about the great...
It's a major concern, and I'm convinced we'll only get a satisfactory conclusion by putting an end to the epidemic.
I have already met Geoffrey McCullum. I am certain he will persist until he has killed every last vampire.
The Guard's current successful recruitment campaign is driven by the ravenous behavior of the Scals.
I see. So without the epidemic creating Scals, the Guard could not convince anybody of our presence.
Exactly. Once we have put the epidemic behind us, we need only wait until the Guard grows old and weak. Time will once again become our ally.
What about the risk of a full-scale attack here? Geoffrey McCullum is a daring leader.
That is exactly why so many of our number have left the country until things improve. But not me. I founded this club. I'll die defending it.
May I ask you about the mortal who attended my initiation? Mr. Aloysius Dawson.
A member of the club does not normally ask questions about other members. We trust each other mutually.
So he really is a member, then?
Indeed. Only the most eminent members are allowed to attend such ceremonies. Even if I admit some of us fled during the first hours of the Great Hunt.
But Mr. Dawson is mortal. Are you not afraid he might reveal who you are? Especially to your enemies.
Aloysius Dawson is a man of his word, as are all of us. This is the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. We do not grant access to the unworthy.
Okay, I think we've asked him everything.
Goodbye, Lord Redgrave.
Godspeed, Dr. Reed.
So, family portraits. Lord Redgrave wants me to use all my medical knowledge to pinpoint and stop all the possible sources of infection in the West End. He seems very worried that the epidemic might spread wealthier boroughs of London, thus raising the chance of infecting Britain's elite. I will attempt to root out the cause of the infection. I believe I should start by interrogating all the local inhabitants I find to gather all possible information about any unusual activities related to the epidemic in the vicinity. Okay, so I think it's a good point to stop right here, but when we come back, we're going to... The first thing we're going to do is we're going to go in that basement, since we got that basement key, see what's in there, and then we'll continue on with the main quest here. But that's going to do it for this one, guys. I do appreciate y'all watching. I will catch you all next time. Have a great day. Peace.